showcase of the best players in the NFL is coming up as we celebrate the latest edition of the Pro Bowl. The stars of the AFC and NFC are ready to shine. Next on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Coming up, it's the penultimate game of the NFL calendar. AFC versus NFC in the NFL Pro Bowl game between our visitors. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, it's the Pro Bowl. You never really know what to expect, so I guess I'll ask you, what do you expect?
Well, in recent years, it has turned into an absolute offensive explosion, hasn't it? Games in the 50s are not out of line. What you're hoping is that some of these great defenders have a chance to adjust and react and maybe narrow that down a little bit. But I will say, this game is tilted heavily towards the offense's advantage.
Players the NFL has to offer on one stage. The AFC-NFC Pro Bowl underway here in Vegas. Fields it right around the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So here comes the AFC for their opening drive. They're led out by last season's comeback player of the year. In his third season now, it's Joe Burrow.
I know he's not showing it on the outside, but inside, he's got to be celebrating because think about all the quarterbacking we saw in the AFC this year. 5 or 6 guys could have earned this honor. He got the nod, a real feather in his cap.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Second down, Jacobs once more. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Here's Burrow completing this to Chase. They'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown! Jamar Chase, 54 yards. And the AFC has taken the early lead. So the AFC, they won the Pro Bowl the last couple of seasons and off to another good start here.
Yeah, how about that? The first touchdown of this game, how many more do we expect to see?
Hopefully a lot. I want offense in this ball game.
I don't think there's any question about it. Rarely do you get defensive struggles in the Pro Bowl.
And he will get in to make it 8-0. So what do you make of that? You go on the road, you score the opening drive touchdown, opt to go for 2, all of a sudden they're up 8-zip.
Yeah, this wasn't a decision that they made right here and right now. They made this decision during the week. Hey, if we get the ball and score right away, let's show them that we feel like we're superior. Go for 2 and really put the pressure on them.
So out comes the NFC for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 9th-year QB out of Eastern Illinois, author of 2 magical playoff runs in the last 3 seasons, Jimmy Garoppolo.
And Jimmy Garoppolo has shown that he can be a Super Bowl quarterback, but his biggest problem, his ability to stay healthy and remain on the field. When able, he's a capable quarterback prone to winning games both in the regular and postseason.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Charles already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for him to get points out of his drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And the AFC will have it 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 40-yard line. Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
The AFC with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. They swing that out wide to Jacobs.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it.
He's at the 50. 30. 10. And touchdown!
Jamar Chase,
88 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
That's interference. Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And it's 15-0. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it.
So now we'll get our second look in this game at the NFC offense. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of the game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Running left, it's Barkley. And some space here. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. That'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. The NFC punt team out there now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And the AFC will take over 1st and 10.
Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field.
We're in the 2nd quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him. Maybe even have the 3rd person in the area and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Garden, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
It's the NFC to possess it first as we are back and underway for the 3rd quarter. Returning from his end zone is Ray McLeod. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The NFC offense heads out to begin this third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he won't get in, but you can't be set up any better than that. They'll have the ball at the 1-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays,
touchdown! Josh Jacobs, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the AFC able to capitalize on the fumble recovery as it leads to 6 points. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the 2 teams by far. That's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Here now the NFC to take over on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try to run forward Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
And they try to razzle-dazzle, but the ball's out. And a 1 count for 6. He's brought down, but inside the 5, first and goal at the 4-yard line. So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's first and goal. They'll try and run forward Barkley. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. To throw, it's Garoppolo, eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. This is third and goal, still looking for the first points of the game. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's the AFC with the football and the lead as we begin quarter number 4. The offense for the AFC set to go now.
And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the fourth quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would wrap?
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And it's scooped up by the NFC. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices. It's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling. Maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
Right back to Pitts again. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Barkley is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football.
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Kyle Pitts, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the NFC able to use the short field as they cash in for 6. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Goal with the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. And this is going to be secured by the AFC. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's scooped up by the NFC. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting...
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. That's complete left side to Shepard. Touchdown! Sterling Shepard, 40 yards. And the NFC able to draw a bit closer.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision. And oh, it's blocked. It's picked up, a live ball here, remember. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. Before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, it was really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away. And we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, there's been a lot more time trying to get that done.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it's scooped up by the NFC. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And now off to the races down the right side. And this defense has broken it open as they return to the house for 6. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defense defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
And he is into the end zone for 2 more as the lead moves up to 16. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. So Jimmy Garoppolo and the offense down by 16, 57 seconds to go. Can they take advantage of the late carelessness? We'll see as they've got a first down. That's caught by Pitts. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark it down at the 49. Now the AFC going to use their final timeout of the half. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Now Garoppolo is in trouble, and down he goes. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw into the hands of Pitts here. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of about 5. That stops the clock, but slow and steady won't win the race at this point. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And it's gonna be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. A give, it's Jacobs off the option. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now the NFC going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Now it looks like he'll throw here. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially the AFC since they won the game.